of you might be wondering why I'm putting up a video of the third day of the Advent calendar on the second day of Advent at 3 in the morning. Well, see, we're at the very end of the day here on the Pacific coast, and the international date line is 3 hours west of us. So when it's 3 a.m. here, it's midnight there, and the day begins at the international date line 3 hours west of us. And so that's why anywhere you are in the world, you can see this whiskey advent calendar video on the day on which it's supposed to be seen. So I'm pre-recording it. Yes, I am. I'm just realigning my palate with some Grant's Finest blended Scotch malt whiskey. No, not malt, but blended Scotch whiskey. That's it, that's all. There's malt and grain in here, and it's rather tasty, and it prepares me for just about anything that I can throw at my palate from now on. And I also know that I should be doing this before I put the pizza in the oven, because as soon as I put the pizza in the oven, it's going to completely mess up with my nosing and my tasting, as I learned the hard way last year with a sample of Moine Oloroso that was sent to me by Roy from Aquavite. Anyways, here we go. Here we are, day three. Day three, where will I find? There it is. Second from the bottom. Okay, come on now. There we are, second from the bottom, day three. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at that label. All right, let's do it. I have here a clean glass, a clean Glencairn glass. This one is from the 2017 Victoria Whiskey Festival. They give you a glass every year you go. And I might as well, yes, I should actually mention Scott and Bart, Scotch Test Dummies, these guys here, for making this Whiskey Advent Calendar possible for me. Because last year I went to the liquor store and they had a beautiful 4th edition Whiskey Advent Calendar. That was last year's version. The price, retail, including taxes, came up to some $900. And I thought, for $900 for 25 samples? No, I'd rather buy a few bottles for $900 than just a bunch of samples. But this year, I guess in October sometime, the Scotch Test Dummies came along and said they were approached by Secret Spirits to do a promotional thing, and so they did, and they included a link in their description to go to the page at Secret Spirits and buy the Advent calendar. So that's what I did. Well, I tried. The Advent calendar people would not, or their automatic payment thing would not accept my debit card. It didn't like my debit card. So a friend of mine said, well, I got a credit card. I can get that for you. And I said, well, okay, bring it on. So he got it for me, and I paid him. And it came to his address, and I guess he's a member of the Secret Spirits, and I'm not, but I have the calendar, so I don't know. He's not really a whiskey drinker, but he was a good friend of mine, happy to help out, because, well, for some reasons I can't get a credit card. Anyways, never mind my financial woes. They're not woes anymore. I'm debt-free. Everything's good. But I have here the day 3. I have no idea what it is, this one. Oh, not as tight as day 2, but tight nonetheless. And I'll just pour a wee Glencairn of this here. Okay, and I'm not going to look at the label. I'm going to stay blind to that. Oh, it's a nice light color. Straw color. You can probably see the color better than me because you don't have this light shining in your eyes. I'm going to give it the anaconda effect. Oh, this is interesting. Right away it's interesting. No idea how strong it is. What does it look like in the leg department? Oh, they're moving down. They're not exactly racing. It's viscous enough. And right away I can tell the ABV is not very low because right away I'm getting pears, wood, a lot of woody notes. Let it open up some. A lot of pears, light fruits. It almost smells like white wine. Maybe it's a wine finish. There's definitely bourbon barrel involved. Wow. I'm getting some lemon now. Some citrus, some lemon. Yes, quite a bit of lemon. Lemon meringue freaking pie. Slight hint of drain cleaner, like Comet, that powder, or Ajax. But not unpleasantly so. More pears. A little bit of cherry blossom. Oh, this is lovely. Pears, cherry blossom, lemon meringue. There's that drain cleaner again. Bit of Old Dutch. It's nice. Light and fruity. If I let it open up some more, maybe I'll pick up some tropical things like mangoes. Yes, mangoes and pineapples. Is there any coconut? Maybe what I was getting as a drain cleaner was more of what's coming out as coconut. You can almost predict the flavors that go together. This is just on the nose. If I move to my left nostril, that's where I get a hint of that drain cleaner. And not on the right so much, but on the left. The left one is a little bit not as open up as the right is not as open up as the left. I get confused looking at myself on the screen. Yeah, some more of that cherry blossom. Very nice nose. We have a sip of water. And let's go for the taste. Just the first sip. It's quite drying, somewhat astringent. It's making my mouth water like crazy. I got on the initial taste citrus, a lot of citrus, lemon and orange. Now later on I'm getting a little bit of pear. Excusing me, it happens. Okay, let's try a second sip. I can't help but get some hints of virgin oak. Some of that woodiness, some of that door, what I like to describe as door planings. When it was really humid, and then the doors wouldn't fit, my dad would take the door off the hinges and he'd put them down on his apparatus that holds doors in place, and he's planing off the door a little bit. I don't know what kind of doors they were. I guess they were oak doors, so that's why they smelled just like this. I'm not getting any of that wine finish note that I was getting before. I think this is finished in virgin oak, but aged before that in ex-bourbon. However, I don't get a lot of the vanilla and caramel that you'd get. Maybe that vanilla and caramel is covered up by the strength of what I smell to be virgin oak. Let's taste it again. Of course, I could be totally wrong, but that virgin oak influence is getting stronger with the second taste. I'm getting less in the way of citrus. I'm not getting much pear anymore, but there's a sort of like a pear coating. Pear and virgin oak coating all over my mouth. The finish, virgin oak once again. Virgin oak in droves. Yeah. And it doesn't taste like it's a very old whiskey. There's not a lot of age to it. There's those light fruity notes on the nose, and now just a coating of sawdust, oak sawdust, with a little bit of fruit shoved in between. Sawdust and lemon, a bit of orange, but mostly lemon. There's that lemon meringue that I was getting on the nose. It's there again. Okay. I think I'm going to add some water. Before I come to read what it says um, on the label. I'll give it half a teaspoon like I've been doing for all the others so far and see what happens. This is an interesting little exercise. I'm liking this advent calendar a lot, and I want to thank Scott and Bart for making it possible for me to get it at an economic price, because I wasn't going to spend $900 on this. In fact, I didn't want to spend much money at all because I'm going on a trip to Scotland in about 3 months. December, January, almost 4 months. And I need to have some spending money while I'm there. I mean, I want to taste a lot of whiskey, and I want to eat a lot of haggis, and I want to travel around from place to place. It'd be kind of crappy just ending up in Scotland and being stuck in one place. I've already got a tour lined up, and I think the water may have taken the fruity notes away in this instance. Yes, the water has taken the fruity notes away. I hope I didn't drown this completely. Maybe I should have put a little less water in. I'm getting that fresh oak again, that sawdust, that door planings, pencil shavings, but without the lead. Okay. A little bit of lemon meringue. But the water has taken away a lot of the citrus notes. Leaving some wood. Okay, let's taste it with water. Okay, water didn't help this at all. All it did was give me less citrus, more wood, and some bitterness on the aftertaste. A little bit of bitterness. In the very finish, a tiny little hint of cherry, but it's so sticking to my front teeth. But it's so subtle that you're liable to miss it. What's left is a mouthful of chewed up popsicle sticks. Wood coating everywhere. What is this? It says Lost Distillery Company, Auchnagie Classic, blended malt Scotch Whisky. That's day number 3. 43% alcohol by volume. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Auchnagie Classic, blended malt. At 43%. Yeah, that's why it didn't take the water so well. Interesting, because when I first looked at it, it looked pretty viscous. And when I nosed it, it was a little vague. The nosing was a little vague. It took a little while to open up. So it wasn't overpowering. Interesting. So it's a blend of malts. Probably some of it was virgin oak, definitely. And some of it was bourbon barrel. Not a lot of sherry influence here. But that was an interesting exercise. It's quite a challenge to pick out every flavor or every scent that you can get out of a whiskey like that. I'm just glad that I didn't, put a pizza in the oven before this, because the pizza would have I would have got nothing out of it. As this one's fairly subtle. Well, Slancheva.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.